You exist in a digital age of infotainment technology. You are the inhabitant of a multi-channel environment. Every day you face a world of possibility and choice. What are you going to watch?
Good choice, and welcome to The Message, the channel that's always first with the stuff that won't go the distance. Coming up now, we've documentary for broad-minded adults who also like country music in New Movements. Art, fashion, music, cooking.
Bienvenue, willkommen, benvenuto and welcome to New Movements with me, Quentin Montreal. Country music has always been about wholesome folk and wholesome values, with certain areas and subjects considered off-limits and taboo. But now one man is wafting the stench of dissension through the corridors of country with his treatment of a subject that many country fans feel is best ignored.
We don't want to hear about that stuff. It ain't natural.
People can do what they want in the privacy of their own homes, but he is shoving it in our faces.
Randy Mann first hit the public gaze 10 years ago with his debut album, 2x2. Several of the songs seem to allude to Mann's unnaturally close relationship with animals. The hit single, Man's Best Friend, quite obviously dealt with the singer's feelings towards his bloodhound Lady.
With just you and I, and lady, I think I love you. You slip your paws around me in the evening light, and lady, I really need you. As you slip your paws around me, I know no one understands me like you do.
Stay tuned for part 2, where I get to meet the Randy Mann himself.
I love to run because I hate queuing. I love to run because I like my tubes clear. I love to run because I've got nothing better to do.
Got no mates? Why not go running?
Mike, just you it.
After weeks of voting, we're about to announce the results of the nation's favourite massacre. Which senseless and brutal culling of human lives have you, the great British public, decided is to be your number one?
Hi, I'm Matt Wilkinson from Bender's Way, and I just want to remind you that Gallipoli really had it all. I mean, you got human sacrifice, wartime emotions, and all bathed in the most glorious sunshine.
Just killed a man. Quentin Montreal here with a last plea for your votes for Amritsar, a captive and defenceless Indian crowd and a trigger-happy British general made for a cracking day out that changed a subcontinent.
Killing me softly with this song, killing me softly.
Being a woman, I'm inclined towards a bit of romance. So, join me, Sarah Walton, star of television's Sugar Cane, in voting for the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. The only one of our obscenities that describes itself so poetically.
The suspects are lined up. All you need to do is pick up the phone and fire off the number. Make your vote count in the nation's favourite massacre. Only on The Message.
Join us this week on Hobby Whores, where the girls on the game take their eye off the ball.
I don't think anyone ever looks at their life and thinks, I want to become a working girl, but that's life really, isn't it?
When there's more to life than Soho's seedy underworld.
My flat is really pokey, but I go out there and I'm free.
They're spreading their wings and learning to fly.
I'd say this is a perfect model plane. It's got 2 ailerons, 6 flaps, it's got everything you need.
Love is like candy on a shelf.
From sexual positions to drag coefficients.
Using a remote control gives you so much more freedom compared to using like wires and pulleys. It's fantastic!
That's Talking Nuts and Cogs with Britain's Good Time Girls. All this week only on The Message.
Listen to that! Listen to that motor! It's music!
Gonna need about 10 feet.
Yeah? What sort of braking strain you need?
Well, as long as it can hold about 180 pounds.
Yeah, do that for a weight, no problem.
Okay, pop by later.
Is this it?
No.
What about this?
No.
That'll be it then. Ta-da!
At DIY Superstores, we've got everything in stock that you need to buy. So when you've got one of those jobs to do that just can't be put off any longer, we're here to help.
And at DIY, we'll always give you just that little bit extra. You can buy it
when you DIY it.
Cheerio now, mind how you go.
Now, let's see you, you little beauty. The catalogue says that this was the most powerful one ever made, 20,000 candle power. Well, that's nothing to write home about. That's better. That's better still. Oh, shite.
As part of our global outreach initiative, The Message has commissioned video diaries from citizens of the world.
最近我被送来了一台相机来记录我的过程。这台相机从伦敦寄来的。奇怪的是，这相机上个月从我工厂制造的，邮票。
The Message, empowering the world to deliver.
Travels among the Maasai. The African Diaries of Major Vivian Carter Ramsey.
The days were dry and hot, and the nights were endless and bitterly cold. The Maasai can walk through baking desert for hundreds of miles without the need for food and water, and think nothing of setting off at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Becky, wake up. The sun will shortly be rising. Shall we set off?
Just 5 minutes more, please, Major Sir.
But it's almost 4:30 a.m.
Sorry, Major Sir, but I really need my 8 hours.
Okay. Okie dokie.
With over 750,000 square feet of light industrial warehousing, there's never been a better time to visit Wales. So what are you waiting for? Come to Wales. Right now.
You have been found guilty of misery, so get ready to serve your time in the Lalfentration camp.
Ah, Mrs. Jeffries, you're awake. Right, how many fingers am I holding up?
3.
Can you feel that?
Oh.
And what bands do you like?
It is my responsibility to dispatch you from this place. But before I do so, I must ask you 2 things. Firstly, that you will forgive me for this action I'm charged to carry out.
I forgive you.
And secondly, what bands do you like?
Saturday morning is always frantic. Come on, Sarah, love, wakey wakey. Sarah, my oldest, has got pony club at 8:30, and it's a good 5-mile drive away, so we're up and gone by 8. Hurry, 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 hurry! We'll be late. Saturday afternoon's really lovely. Me and the twins, Victor and Milo, will go up to the wreck with Charlie, our German Shepherd. We might take a frisbee, toss that around for a while, then it's all back home for a nice cup of tea. Maybe on the way back I'll pick up a lottery ticket. I've not been lucky so far, but you know what they say. Next time it could be you. I'll fly out around 4-ish, and we normally kick off about 8 o'clock. People are surprised at me playing for Real Madrid, but, that's the nature of the modern game. Settling in was tricky at first, but things are a lot easier now I'm getting the service from midfield. Well, last weekend we were away to Valencia, and I latched onto a lovely first-time ball from Roberto Carlos. Nodded it into the top corner, beat Canizares all ends up.
Get your hands off me pickle. Jim's original pickle.
The Prague pickle. Things are going from bad to worse for Chris Blacker and his plucky team now, in Voyage to the Roof of the World.
The expedition was now into its 4th day, and a new danger had become apparent. Stuart Miller, who had been a virtual recluse in his tent, had started to display symptoms of an alarming zinc deficiency. Chris Blacker was concerned.
It's not a great day outside. It's not really too windy or too cold as such. It's just not the sort of day that you really feel like getting out there and, really getting on with it. Stu's been looking a bit pale, so I've asked the Sherpas to clear his tent of any adult material. I should sort him. I'm just going to go and look in on him. All right, Stu, my old son. Ooh. Oh, yeah, this looks good. Yes. You've really brightened the place up. How are you doing?
I've been better, Captain. Look, mate, is there any chance you can lend me one of your copies of Hustler?
No.
Just for a minute or two.
Awfully sorry, Stu.
I'll give it straight back.
No.
I'll give it straight back.
We hadn't really taken account of the problems that we'd have because of the lack of oxygen. Cooking up at sea level takes a minute or 2, but at 18,000 feet it was proving almost impossible.
Blacker took a brave decision.
Earlier on, I decided to send one of the Sherpas down the mountain with a kilo of brown to cook up and bring back up for us. I've just heard from base camp that he's been enveloped in an appalling storm. I'm very worried for him. Well, I needn't have been concerned, because we got the stove going, and we've sorted ourselves out really very nicely. Stu and Tom have weaned themselves off the hand action for long enough to come and join me too, which is really, really nice. We feel like a team again. Like a team again.
Mike, just nick it.
Coming soon to the Message, Tales of the Sea. Sailing to foreign shores with God on their side.
Our voyage is proceeding well, although I am still a little concerned that the post hasn't come.
One man's fight against the odds.
132 days at sea, and the winds favour swift progress. But still no sign of the post.
And the crew are getting restless.
You can't expect the men to go without letters from home.
Aye, there'll be trouble before the day's out.
Navigating through the perils of the deep.
Ooh, looks like it's going to be a scorcher.
Yeah, I think I'll pop my trunks on and go for a dip.
A brave captain facing a mutinous band of men.
All we're saying, Captain, is that we had the gruel twice last week.
In search of variety.
Maybe a salad would be nice.
Dealing with insurgency as only a man can.
I can't take this anymore. I'm going out for a good long walk.
Dirty deeds well below the Plimsoll line in Tales of the Sea. Every night this week on The Message.
Get the facts on the inside track. Get the facts on the inside track.
Well, I originally came to ice skating via dance. The poise and grace of skating really appealed to me, but nothing really prepares you for how much more slippery it is. It's very different indeed to, say, ice hockey. The skates are very different. The blades are longer for more stability in the turn, and there are fewer fights. Well, you're judged not just on the combinations which you perform, but also the manner in which you perform them. We have to look like we're enjoying ourselves, which can be difficult because of the cold. I tend to use this as smiling wax. Should see me through Bolero.
Travels among the Bedouin. The Arabian Diaries of Major Vivian Carter Ramsey.
The days were dry and hot. The nights endless and bitterly cold. The desert stretches time and seems to bend its possibilities into an arcing parabola of opportunity.
Effendi?
Yes, Akbar?
What are you doing this evening, Effendi?
No plans, Akbar. No plans.
Think about modern life. Think about your wants and needs. Hygienic sanitation. Clean running water. Central heating. Security. Electricity on demand. A warm bed. Decent communications.
I'm Grace Roberts, and I have a room to rent with all of those basic requirements, plus cable television and broadband internet access.
Think about modern life. Think about 35 Chamberlain Gardens.
No need to lock up your daughters, but check the barn's closed. We're on our way to meet Randy Man.
I went to meet Randy Man last year at his farm, Heiferland, in Tennessee, and asked him to define the ideology behind what he describes as total country.
When you listen to other country musicians, they're singing about loving and fighting and, hell, even some of them about dying. But to my way of thinking, they're avoiding one major issue. Without that issue, country music's just kind of incomplete, if you catch my meaning.
You've always strenuously denied certain charges made toward you regarding the exact nature of your relationship with both your pets and your general livestock.
Well, a lot of us good old boys, we was raised on the farms in the backwoods. We grew up real close to our four-legged friends, if you catch my meaning.
But 2 years ago, Randy's longtime friend and tour manager, Bucky Squirrel Nutkins, parted company with Randy following a very disturbing discovery.
I believe Randy Man took a step too far.
What do you mean by that?
Let's just say, An unnatural union is one thing, but when that begets offspring, then the Lord will surely frown.
Bucky then showed me something that made me feel distinctly uncomfortable. I've heard a lot about the tank.
I find the greatest ever.
Looks like you gave me something more than love.
Here was a live recording of Randy Man's legendary Amsterdam performance, in which he clearly admits to having relations with a sheep that brought him something more than love.
Well, it looks like you gave me something more than love. Well, it looks like you gave me a wool-covered baby.
Randy, on Something More Than Love, you very clearly sing, "It looks like you gave me a wool-covered baby."
Oh, brother, that is it. This here discussion is terminated.
Randy, it's something that needs to be addressed.
Well, I ain't putting up with none of that.
I think you should cut there.
Dave, come on.
No chance. I'm going to be hours yet.
Oh. David, I need that report first thing tomorrow morning, understand?
Sure, no problem.
Are you stressed? Overworked? Under pressure? Why not crack one off?
Before we announce the winning numbers of this week's lottery, it's time for more of your appeals for funding. So let's hear some more schemes and dreams.
Here at St. John's School, we believe in providing education and guidance for our children. Chipley, tell your father that he's 10 grand behind on the fees.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
But education costs money. And unless you're a chav, you want the best school money can buy. Which is why we're appealing to your charitable lottery foundation. What this school needs is a new airport.
Morning, Headmaster.
Flight Sergeant. At the moment, we're reduced to sharing this airfield with the local comprehensive. It's not ideal. Please, let us win all the money. It's for the wee ones.
Good morning, England. I'm Anna Newton, and I love my country. England, it was the land of hope and glory. But where are we now? In space, up there, the moon, look. I propose to put an English woman on the moon. And who would that English woman be? I've trained myself to physical perfection. I can breathe for 20 seconds over the water. I can climb stairs at SAS speed. I'm clearly the person to go to the moon. So come on, Excalibur. Send me money to go to the moon for England.
The Message has commissioned video diaries from citizens of the world.
Это моя квартира, где я занимаюсь сексом с мужчинами за деньги. Но есть вещи, которые я не буду делать. Также я не выхожу из своей квартиры. Мужчины, как я предполагаю, придут сюда, потом, наверное, да. Я представляю, что так скорее всего и случится.
The Message, empowering the world to deliver.
Travels among the Maasai. The African Diaries of Major Vivian Carter Ramsey.
Sounds like wolves and Becky.
What should we do?
Just ignore it, mate. It's probably nothing.
Are you sure we shouldn't dig a trench round the camp or maybe light a bigger fire?
Pretend to be asleep. And maybe they will go away.
Righto.
Could you stand up to violent interrogation by a terrorist cell night after night? Could you carry an injured comrade single-handedly through the theatre of battle for days on end? Could you live on nothing but insects and grubs for a fortnight? Sleeping exposed to the elements, not knowing if you'll live or die. Could you do all of this and still stand proud at the end of it alongside the lads in your battalion?
Ow!
No, you big puff.
The modern army.
Army. Solitary man. Ray finds love now in the concluding episode of Bender's Way.
And it's not as if she was completely paralysed. I mean, she only lost the use of her arms.
What did she do for a living?
Croupier.
Oh, tragic.
Yeah.
You know, you need the love of a good woman, Ray.
You applying for the job?
I might be.
We'll pour us another one of those and let's start the interview.
I was just a silly little girl, Bender. I suppose I didn't know right from wrong.
We've all made mistakes, sweetheart. Everybody deserves a second chance.
Do you really believe that, Bender? Even after everything I've said?
Look, you had your fingers in the till once or twice. It's hardly the great train robbery.
Yeah, I suppose. Although I did get away with 50 quid one Friday.
50 quid?
From the till at Woolworths in Leeds. Lock me up and throw away the key.
I should think a fine's more likely, but I wouldn't rule out a custodial sentence.
But, Bender, what about this?
What about this?
From the till at Woolworths in Leeds. Lock me up and throw away the key.
Get your kit on, love. You're nicked.